This is Jennifer Weissman with Keller Williams. We've just finished up Networking Today International at Jonathan's. It's Thursday. We meet here every Thursday at 8 a.m. Spring Hill Jonathan's. Kelly Chris was our presenter today. She's with Edward Jones, so we're going to share a little bit about what she does and how she can help people. Why don't you start by telling us your exciting news about your new office and where that is and all?
Yeah, thanks, Jennifer. So I'm Kelly Chris with Edward Jones, and I've just opened a new branch in Columbia. I am at 2548 Nashville Highway, Suite A, and we've been in for about 2 weeks, and we'll have a ribbon cutting and open house on August 15th.
Great. I'll make sure I come out, and hopefully some of y'all will as well. So we were talking today, and school started for Murray County today, and a lot of kids are getting ready to go back to college. So we were talking about if you had, when you graduated, taken your graduation money and invested that. And even if you're like maybe have spent that, but maybe you've got wedding money coming up, or maybe you've got some other little bit of, like, not ungodly amounts of money, but just a little bit of a nutshell. What was that trajectory that you were talking about for yourself?
Yeah, so when we work with clients, we find out really what's most important to them. And we've got some established processes that we do, and we come up with some strategies. We develop a strategy. We stick with quality. We make sure we diversify, and we invest for the long term. And so it's really, really nice when we can get together with younger folks who are not really sure if they really have the money to invest,
Right.
but they want to start with a plan. So I like to tell the story about graduating money, and if they had $8,000 when they graduated from high school, if they got that $8,000 for graduation money. And so, I talk about myself, and I say, hey, I graduated from high school in 1985, and if I had $8,000 and invested it back in 1985, developing a strategy, thinking about my risk tolerance, and investing for the long term, and investing in quality. And if you take, a quality company and choose 4 funds and invest it and just leave it and don't pull it out, that $8,000 can turn into over $300,000 by just investing that. And so often people think that I can't start saving because I don't have enough money. And it really doesn't take a lot to start. It just takes time. You just have to start.
Right. Well, and it was interesting that you say that, because I was talking to someone recently who wanted to start. They wanted to do some financial planning. They also needed life insurance, and I don't have the money to do. And I asked them how long they'd been in their home, and they had an FHA loan, and they'd been in their home for a little bit. And I said, well, let me see how much you have equity. And they were able to refinance and drop their PMI and use that for some of those goals. So that's another thing that people just don't think about. I've got to get extra money. Maybe you can free up money that you have and make it work for you better. And that's one of the things you kind of look over when you're looking at their portfolios. You were also sharing about financial foundations. So like, if I want to retire when I'm such and so age, how do I know that I can? And if I can't now, what steps can we put in place to do that? So if you want to share a little bit about that process.
Yeah, that's a great process that we do with all of our clients. We do, really, it's just getting to know one another.
Okay.
Finding out what's most important to people and what their goals are, what retirement looks like for them. They have kiddos that are going to college yet, and really just developing a strategy. And so we've got a wonderful software piece where we can just talk about what's going on, what's working, and we can come up with a report that if you're going to run out of money, it'll tell us the month and the year that that's going to happen.
Okay.
And so we can go back in and do some comparisons, and we can say, okay, if you're doing 5% in your 401k and your employer's matching that, but we know you're not going to be able to retire at age 60, let's go look at 62 and let's start funding an IRA too. You can put $6,000 a year away in an IRA. And so it's a really good tool that we can use with our clients to take a look at what the reality of retiring really is and when that can really happen. And so if someone has an idea of what they want to do, we can see if that's really going to come true or not, and then they have time to regroup and change their plan a little bit. So.
Right. And like myself, I don't have a 401k, and so you can sit and talk with me about what I can put in place. And I know, like, we said we graduated in 85. It's not like I'm starting this out now, but it's going to give me something to offset. I know sometimes some people feel that it's really overwhelming, and one of the things I really appreciate about you is that you do get to know the people that you're trying to work with and see what's best to fit them. But in addition to that, you're willing to educate them if you're talking about cap funds or this, that, or the other, and they have no clue, they can feel very comfortable with you going, I really don't have a clue what you're talking about, and I really appreciate that about you. Now, the other thing that people are talking about left, right, and in between right now is the marijuana industry and the stocks with it. And I know that there's a lot of, you talk about being safe and in it for the long haul, and that seems to me like something that is going to be around for a while. But is there a fad danger to it? And how could you invest and get in on some of that, particularly if it is going to be safe, but also in case it's not what people are expecting it to be? So
yeah, and that's something you need to be so careful about. I had a client come in with a fairly good chunk of money and wanted to talk about the cannabis market, and so I changed gears a little bit and I said, let's talk about Netflix. Netflix was a new horizon too.
Yeah.
It was new territory. And so if you invested $2,000 in Netflix back in 2002 when they came out with their IPO, that would be close to $500,000 right now if you never touched it.
that
And
would be
so
nice to have.
when fad things are coming about, you need to be careful about what you're doing, and you need to do your research, and you need to work with a financial advisor, and not go overboard. There are some conservative things in the market that are considered marijuana cannabis investments, like Altria. It's on our stock focus list. It's a good dividend payer, but they're a player in that market. There are some other companies out there too. Scott's brand. They're considered a conservative marijuana stock also. So you can look at the whole picture of what's going on and be very careful and not dive in and really get burned. So
Right. And so one of the things I think is important to remember is when you're going to these professionals, because you are a professional in your industry, it's not like something that I play in every day. I might play in it some, I might never touch it. We need to be educated by you who's in the industry, and then obviously verify, but like I said, one of the things I love about you is that you're very big on education and your ethics. And so if anybody is looking to review their financial planning, see where they are, or start it, regardless of age, I would very much encourage you to give Kelly Chris a call. Do you want to give them the best way to contact you?
You can contact me via email at kelly.chris@edwardjones.com, or you can call me at 931 my phone number just changed.
Yeah.
931-548-1350.
Congratulations again on the new office, and thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you very much.